Hello and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be discussing the Morgan. Just some thoughts and feelings on her, what I think about her, and her current state, which is a bit inconvenient, if I'm honest with you. So, the Morgan. There's not really much to say about her because she's a bit confusing, if I'm honest with you. So the Morgan, at the moment, in my eyes, is a warrior mage because she wants to transform into people, she wants to be getting close to people, but she does have burst damage, which is like a normal mage. Her combo is this, and then you do whatever, if you just basically attack people to death, or then ult, so there is that. Alright, so the biggest problem she currently has at the moment, she's very, very buggy. There are so many bugs with her that honestly I don't want to play her. I'm not a big fan either of the casting, because I'm pretty sure the casting, especially when you change to your ult, is different compared to what you have set up for every other character in the entire game. It's based off of what they are using, which for me is not good. So, yeah. She is slightly difficult to use in that regard because you have to remember which abilities are which. And for certain gods, they have their escape on their 2, not their 3, and it's annoying, in my opinion. So, let's actually show you one of the bugs now. I'm not sure if this is in the live client, but this actually does work in the jungle practice, so let's just show you one of them now.
Do as we say, lost soul.
Do this. Yeah, lovely. Great. And you will notice something slightly different. So look at my health at the moment. Oh, look at that. I lost health. This is because I've built defense. I have no idea why it does this, but it's incredibly annoying. And it can place you in some quite inconvenient spots. If it does work on life. If it does. I'm not too sure. I will have to do some further testing to see. I think it does though. And if it does, then that's just... I don't know why it's even in the game. Oh, but there's so many like UI bugs and other things about her. I like her. She's just incredibly difficult to use. I think she's best used in a team environment, in all honesty. I think as well she would be best with, say, what if she turned into a warrior or guardian, in all honesty. She's very reliant on other people's builds though, which I don't like, if I'm honest with you, but it's fine. So this is the build that I've normally been running on her, something like this, hybrid items with cooldown and defense. Honestly, this is because of her combo and how melee range she is, but she does not have any escape at all, so she's very squishy. Given her ultimate is on a very long cooldown as well, you want to have as much cooldown as possible, so this is what I pretty much do. And her abilities have, they're spammable on a short cooldown as well, which is nice. So, there you go. So I built her a cooldown, defense, a hybrid item, and a little bit of pen. And that's pretty much it. For Season 4, I can see a couple of interesting builds her, but this is Season 3 at the moment. So there's that. Do I like her? Yes. Will I be playing her much? Honestly, not. There are other mages which can do what she does, but are easier to use for the input. And there's a lot of other gods in the game that I'd rather play. She is fun though, to be honest with you. You can do a lot of things with the ult. The only downside to the ult is every time I try and change, I will always be spinning around with my camera, and that can be a problem. Like, in all honesty, I'd much rather use the D-pad once that is up. That's just me. But, I don't know. There's just like really minor quality of life changes that I would do to her, in all honesty. I don't really like having the camera fixed, which probably would fix this, but I don't know, I don't like that. So yeah, just minor quality of life changes I'd like to see, mainly focused around the ult, which honesty is the source of most of her problems currently at the moment. I don't know why they didn't release her in PTS with 20 gods at a time, seeing like the interactions between each god, and then see which ones were buggy, which ones were causing problems, because she got released 2-3 weeks ago, and she's just had so many problems associated with her. She's caused crashes, she's caused major issues with other characters, she's gone out of the map, etc, etc, etc. And I don't know why they didn't hold her for longer and test her completely, but what do I know? So yeah, that's the Morgan. I've been using a build like this for her. I honestly feel this is probably the better way of doing it. As for the Conquest role, I'm leaning towards the jungle as opposed to being a mid laner. The problem she has as a mid laner is the fact that her damaging abilities are basically 2 out of 4, and that isn't enough. I honestly feel she's more of a setup jungler, and more of a jungler, honestly. So, there you go. Her jungle clear is actually pretty good too, which is nice. So, Hyros has released a god which is a major jungle, which is really, really good, in my opinion. The only other major jungle I can come up with is a Quang, and that's it. So I wouldn't mind seeing more gods like this, which, in all honesty, they are incredibly well designed. Well, this one is. And I would like to see a lot of other gods get the Morgan treatment, where you go over and you basically try and make them fit into other roles, as well as doing something slightly different. But what can you do or say, really? So, thoughts and feelings on Morgan, to sum up, she's good, she's fun, she's hard to use though, like really hard to use. A couple quality of life changes on the ultimate, she's still buggy as hell. I would like to see a couple bugs ironed out. Once that happens, I'll probably be playing her more. Oh, there you go. She does need cooldown though, and I think she does need defense as opposed to building a full burst mage. Honestly, her scaling isn't very good. I think she has 80 scaling on her 1, and then it's like 40-60 on the 2, and then everything else doesn't have it. So I think she is probably a warrior mage, in all honesty, in my honest opinion. So there you go. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again next time, and I will have more content, I hope. Look forward to it. Like, comment, subscribe, and do all that fun stuff. And I will probably be continuing playing SMITE this afternoon. There you go. Bye.
Crows are much wiser than most animals, even wiser than many gods.